Welcome back to your Yankees Latest. I'm your host, John Laloggia. Yanks have the Tigers tonight, 7:05 Eastern start. Will Warren versus Casey Mize. Mize has been really good. 13-5, 3.87 ERA. Warren's been pitching a little bit better as of late, 8-6, 4.2 ERA. Almost identical records. Tigers 82 and 62, Yankees 80 and 63. They are really missing a huge landmine in Tarek Skubal. So in this 3-game set, they will not face him. There's 3 night games, Tuesday tonight at 7:05, Wednesday, Thursday, all night games. And it should be a great test for this team. They're rolling. They have a bunch of momentum. It's like having a 3-game series against the Pirates. You're like, are we going to get Skeens or are we going to miss him? And luckily they're going to miss Skubal, which is just a blessing for this team. But they're playing well. Had an off day yesterday. And, I think they're proving to themselves that they can beat good teams. And this whole week is good teams. It's a 3-game series against Detroit. And then you have 3 big games in Boston, which should be a fantastic series, and especially because it looks like they lost Roman Anthony for the year. It's a really good opportunity to separate yourself and step on their neck and make a statement. So they're rolling, and looking forward to the game tonight. It should be really good, and should be just another test. They win this series. Even 2 out of 3. Obviously, a sweep would be ideal, but I'm not going to ask for the moon. If they win 2 out of 3, that's 3 consecutive series against well above, really, really good teams, well above 500 teams. That's making a statement, and that's playing good baseball, and it's playing it at exactly the right time. Do you trust Aaron Boone to manage the bullpen? I know the Yankees have been winning series. I think it's great. I spoke a little about it yesterday on the pod, but that Sunday night game when he brought in Devin Williams, I'm like, it was like a bad dream. It ended up working out, but the majority of the time he's done that, it has not worked out. What's the phrase? Every blind squirrel finds a nut. Yeah, it worked out Sunday, but it doesn't mean it was the right move. In key big situations, especially in the playoffs, I don't trust Devin Williams in high leverage situations, and he brought him in. And yes, it worked, but I'm almost like, I'm not mad that it worked because obviously I wanted the Yankees to win, but I'm annoyed because he's going to do it again. And Williams just hasn't been good this year. He can't locate his pitches, certainly not consistently, and certainly not as consistent as you have to be for a closer. Can't walk guys. You need to locate. You need to be a strike machine. You need to attack. And he hasn't been able to do that. There's a lot of non-competitive pitches that he has thrown that's very concerning. If he gets ahead of guys, he's good. If he doesn't, he's bad. And the majority of the year, he has not been good, particularly in high-leverage situations. So I feel good about Weaver. He's been up and down. I feel good about Weaver. I obviously feel good about Cruz. Bednar has been absolutely nails, but I do worry that Boone is going to go back to Devin Williams in high-leverage situations, and I'm just not confident he can put the ball where he wants to consistently. He just doesn't have the command that he has had. His stuff is great. The action, the change-up, the spin rate, we get it. But his command, I also think hitters are just smarter in how to approach that change-up. And if he falls behind, he is screwed. He's got to stay ahead of hitters because that is such an effective pitch if he can put it where he wants and if he's ahead of hitters. He has not been doing that this season. And so I'm happy that it worked out, but I'm also not happy that it worked out because Boone's going to use him again. He's going to use him again in another high-leverage situation. He can't wait to use Devin Williams again. So I just just don't trust that he's going to be like, well, that was kind of an outlier. Like I was short-staffed and I needed a guy to give me an inning, and Williams was the guy. Like I don't want him throwing meaningful innings in big games in the playoffs. I just don't. And I don't trust Boone's going to do it. Like he's in love with Judge. He's in love with Devin Williams. There's certain players he just keeps trotting out there. And there's not been a good track record this year. So I don't trust him. I'm very concerned. It was something that worked out, but I don't think the process of the strategy was good, and I don't think it's going to benefit long term. But we'll see. Did work on Sunday. Judge's arm is definitely a concern. Yankees fans blasted him. The Yankees were blasted for misleading fans about Judge's health. First of all, I don't have a huge issue with that. It's not the fans. Like, the fans, I mean, I guess gambling issues, but, like, you don't have to divulge anything that you don't want to necessarily. Like, specific, especially about your health that's private. You have to say if you're injured, but you don't have to get into specific details necessarily. And, you know, the Judge problem, the Yankees just won't admit, and I get it. They're trying to protect themselves, but so they're sort of trying to do like a modified cutoff situation where he's not throwing as far as he absolutely has to. But, you know, like, can he really throw? This is a right elbow flexor strain, as I understand it. And Boone definitely, like, they're not on the same page. Boone loves Judge, but they're not on the same page about this injury. Like, Boone definitely looked uncomfortable when discussing Judge's health and his arm, and Judge thinks he's fine, and Boone's not on the same page. You can tell. Boone's like, no, from what I've seen, he doesn't look fine, and there's certain throws he cannot make, which is interesting. So I don't know what you put him in the lineup. Do you risk him hurting himself more? I don't know, but you can't afford not to have him in the lineup. And there's like 8 guys that can DH, and you can't have Judge DH. Like, if he can move and he can throw a little bit. I mean, Stanton cannot play the outfield. Ben Rice really isn't a first baseman. But this is what you have, and a Judge who can't really throw but can still catch and move still is probably pretty good out there. So I would probably put him out there. Like, are you playing with fire and we're risking getting him more injured? I don't know. I don't know the severity of this right flexor strain. I don't think it's like fully operational or like fully 100%. I think he can throw. I just think they worry that if he accidentally, it's a ball hitting the gap or it's the heat of the moment, he lets it loose, he could really hurt his arm. Because you're an athlete. Like, when you're in the heat of the moment or, you know, playing on the field, you just revert back to how you always play, regardless if you, in the moment when it's happening, you're not aware that you're injured. You're just going to do what you normally do, which is play the game how you've always played. So we'll see. I'm not super worried about it unless he gets hurt. I think an 80% or 60% Judge arm is fine because he can move, he can catch, you can do a modified cut system. I don't think it really hurts you that bad. His bat is obviously the most important thing. But it's definitely a concern and something to watch for, especially if it gets worse as we get to October. I want to just go over the AOF playoffs picture right now. So, like, right now, if it ended today, the wild card round, Mariners at Astros, and then Red Sox at Yankees, which would be awesome. It would be so sweet. What I really want, honestly, is the Yankees to win the division and then Boston to, like, get the wild card so they could hopefully face each other in the ALCS. I think that would work. The ALDS would be Mariners, Astros, Tigers, Red Sox, Yankees versus the number 1 Jays. So I would love the Yankees to take the Jays in round 1 and then have the Red Sox just get hot and then they face them in the ALCS. That would be sick. They're 99% chance to win the playoffs, 74% chance to win the wild card. which is pretty good. I definitely like their chances. 67% to make the ALDS, which is awesome. 42% to win the ALCS, 26% to make the World Series, and 12% to win the World Series. Out of all of the American League teams to win the World Series, the Yankees are ranked highest at 12%. Second is the Red Sox at 8%, Astros at 6%, Tigers at 5%. So I think this last couple series when the Yankees have beaten good teams really instilled a lot of confidence that they could go deep in the playoffs, which would be awesome. So we'll see what happens. It'll be exciting. This has been your Yankees Latest. I'm your host, John Laloggia. Join me tomorrow to recap the first game of the series against Detroit, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.